Hello, this is Mark from I Am Organic Gardening, located in Zone 6B in the state of New Jersey. And this is my back to Eden garden that I started laying down wood chips in the fall exactly 3 years ago. Now the wood chips have decomposed very quickly in those 3 years. Now this year was our worst gardening season ever. We had almost about 3 months of rain on and off every other day, high humidity, and it was just lousy. Now what I planted here early in the season was squash, and it did very well, and then after the rain started coming it just started deteriorating, so I was able to get some harvest out of it. Now if you notice here, we have in the rows, what you see growing here is just some field grass, but mostly the mounds here that you see, that's comfrey in a couple different spots that I have growing to encourage mycorrhizal fungi to keep growing all winter long by having those comfrey plants in those center rows of the mounded areas. Now with those wood chips decaying so quickly in the last 3 years, you can see that it's encroaching on my pathways here, and then it becomes very, very bad towards the back when it's just a solid mat of weeds. So I'm going to try an experiment, and let's see if it works this year. Then next year you can do it in your own back to Eden garden if you wish, that if you have the same problem that I'm having here. Now in this row here and on the other side of the tree, I'm going to first spread something, and I'll show you in a little bit. It's called oil seed radishes. I'll show you the bag. So here's a label on the bag I'll be using. I bought these through Johnny Seeds. Now you can pick any company that you wish to get. Now here it's 5 pounds that I'm using on the 2 rows. I'm going to put it in quite thick, the seeds, for the simple reason that it's November 1st today, and these oilseed radishes need quite a bit of time to grow. They'll need at least 30 to 60 days for sure. Just note that it is very late to plant these oilseed radishes up. They can take a freezing weather at least 3 times before they die off. Now the reason I'm doing this, one is I want to see how it's capable of doing it late in the season. Like I said, today is November 1st. But also our weather has changed. Today is supposed to get it back in the 70s, and pretty much for the next month we're going to have some decent weather. So it's worth a chance. This way I can try it out, and then again too, we'll know for future references that if this can work, and we can plant it as later as November 1st out here in the back to Eden garden. The reason why I'm using these oilseed radishes is actually as a weed suppressor. Now what they do is this: when they grow quite large, and even if they don't grow quite large, the leaves do, and when it decays, it releases, the best way I can say it is it releases a slime, and that slime goes on top of the ground and actually will dissolve the weeds and also the seeds, and also acts as a weed suppressant in the springtime too for a few months. And that's what I want to show you with this experiment. Now this is the back half of the back to Eden garden. This is about another 150 feet. Now I know a lot of people, you're saying, well, just put wood chips on top. Again, actually this whole bed is about like 60 feet wide and 300 feet long. That's a lot of wood chips. Now if I can reduce the weeds in here by using those oilseed radishes, it's a better chance. Just to let you know, I love the back to Eden gardening method. This is not mocking it by any means. This is just what happens to me in my area when we get about 3 months of rain on and off and high humidity. Nothing can withstand it. Nature will take it back as much as it can, throwing weed seeds around and just demolishing your gardens with that kind of rain. But the best thing is, when you receive so much rain, and now this is such a problem, the best thing is what's growing down here is all that bacteria and fungi growing and actually decaying that matter as quickly as possible now, because it's given one thing that is necessary for it to live. It's giving it air, and it's also giving it lots of water. It needs that moisture to always be functioning, to create that soil food web, moving around and start eating all that material and creating soil for you. And this is what the oilseed radish looks like. It's just a nice round little pellet. And here's what the oilseed radish grows into. It's a large radish. It's also called a daikon radish. They can grow anywhere from a minimum of, let's say, 8 inches up to 2 feet long. Now it's also edible too, and you can eat them, and it's quite delicious. So for this part, I'm going to use the rototiller in the back of the tractor because those rows are 300 feet long, so I'm going to have to go down and then come back. So I'm going to do 600 feet, and they're going to be at least 6 feet wide also too. So I'm not going to be able to do that by hand. I'm only going to be going down about an inch into the wood chips, fluffing it up so the seed sits in there properly, because it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. Now with that depth, they should germinate nicely, and we'll see what happens within the next month or so. Now you can see how nicely that turned out by just going down once and then coming back the other way. Now we will compare that with this other side. This is row 1 or mound 1 here. So I moved over to mound 3 that I have usually squash growing in this whole field too. So we're going to keep this just normal and see what it looks like next spring. And now you can see all those weeds growing in the pathways too on the left hand side, and also way in the back too. And again, those big mounds in the middle is some beautiful comfrey growing. I will keep you updated as things progress in the next several weeks and when things are growing. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. And please, if you can, give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day.